everyone, Benjamin Lindsay here, managing editor at Backstage. You are tuning in to Backstage Live, which is part of our ongoing on-camera content via the Slate. As you all know by now, the Slate is our video series that you can watch from anywhere to learn all you need to know about the craft and business of acting from casting directors, industry insiders, and of course, actors. This is all through Instagram takeovers, Q&As, live stream seminars, and interactive group classes. So for more on the Slate and to see what's coming up, just visit backstage.com/magazine and we'll have you covered there. Today we are joined by Topher Grace. Since dropping out of USC to play Eric Foreman on Fox's long-running sitcom That 70s Show, Emmy, SAG, and NBR Award-winning actor Topher Grace has spent the last 22 years diversifying his resume with both award-winning and blockbuster films. Next up is a return to the small screen on ABC's Home Economics, on which he's also the executive producer. And today happens to be the premiere day on the ABC sitcom, so super excited to talk to him about it all. Topher, I believe you should be in the audience at this point, and I'll pull you up for this interview and we can get going. There we go.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
I had to re-update. I had a young person walk me through how to do this. But
I got notification that you needed to update as I was sending the request, but we're all good now.
Joining, but I was joining as someone watching. Whatever. I'm old now.
Well, we all got it. We worked it out. Thanks for finding the time to chat, though. Congrats on your premiere day.
Oh, thank you, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. The show is just great. And obviously, for those tuning in now, it's premiering tonight on ABC. You play a character named Tom, and you're also executive producer on this one, which is, correct me if I'm wrong, this is the first primetime series that you've been attached as that role, right?
Oh, yeah. It's the first thing I've done since 70s Show in that space. And
right.
The first that I've done, as a producer, and learning a lot. Basically, the thing I was so passionate about was getting a great cast.
Yeah.
Done well, these things, it's like you can make one of those kind of dream team casts. And I just really want to be a part of bringing a cast like that together.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's definitely exciting, and it does kind of mark your return to primetime sitcoms since That 70s Show. What is it that first brought you in and made you want to jump on board Home Economics?
Well, the script was great. My agent actually sent it to me without a cover page, so I didn't know where it was. I guess I kind of thought it was like a streaming show, and I thought it was really funny. And he said, no, it's an ABC primetime show. And I went, can you still see me?
Yeah.
See, you know what? This is really what the show's about right here, is I am playing my age, and I have no idea what is going on with this technology. Are you doing all your interviews like this?
Often enough, maybe once or twice a week. Yeah.
What about the phone, man? Remember the phone?
Yeah, right.
Like a landline.
Yeah, we like having the audience be able to join us. That's been kind of
a group call. Everyone can hop on.
Yeah, exactly. But can you see me okay? Is this going all right?
I can't do. I think actually my screen dims. This was actually one of the things that made me want to do the show. I've had 2 kids now, and I'm totally out of it. And the character's like that too. He's had twins, and he's out of it. And I thought, I have something to say now about.
Yeah. There's
Jimmy, who plays my younger brother on it. Once I showed him something on my phone, and he goes, "Oh, cool! You have an iPhone 3." Which I don't, but
a few generations back, yeah. No, that's great. And for our audience joining us today, tell us about this character, Tom. And what really appealed to you about him? You say that there's some similarities between him and yourself.
Well, you're seeing it right now.
Yeah.
No, I am going through a very similar thing in my real life. I happen to have, the last couple projects I did, played really evil humans. And I kind of made me more open to playing something that feels more like my life, which is, I love my family a lot, but, anyone out there who has, a kid or, oh my gosh, I think I just saw my wife go through this. Oh my gosh, I think I just saw a shout out for my wife on here. All right, well, I shouldn't talk about how hard having 2 kids is, because
she's tuning in
much better than I do. But yeah, it's just where I am in my life, and it also is very close to, I work close to where I live now, and and I love it. But it definitely, like, I will do diapers, during the day, and then I'll kind of drive to work, and then I'll clock in, and I'll do diapers at work.
So it goes, so it goes. I'm actually a twin myself, so I can only imagine what you're going through. I know my parents went through the hoops of having two kids at the same time. It's a lot of
You're
work.
a twin, are you?
I'm a twin, yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Parents are heroes.
Yeah. Well, welcome to the club, I guess.
Well, I only have to deal with them at work. I will tell you, dealing with babies in a scene is hard anyway, but dealing with them at, like two of them at a time is really something.
Wild. Well, tell me more about your role as executive producer. You said that you were especially interested in making sure that this cast is spot on, and really the ensemble is so great. So you had a hand in that casting process of what the series would look like?
Only in the sense that I read with everybody, and you want to see if you have that chemistry. It's hard enough to find it between two people, but in a group of five, it's really magical when it comes together like that. I always think about dating. It's so there are lots of projects you do where it's a lot of great actors, but you don't feel that magic. And then sometimes, you go on 100 dates, maybe you have chemistry with one person or maybe nobody, but somehow these five people came together, and I've been on a dream team like that before, and I'm just so thrilled to be on another one.
Yeah. I mean, it is kind of it's an ephemeral kind of thing to find that chemistry with someone, but how would you explain kind of building that with a cast? Obviously, you have been a part of some great ensembles over the years. How do you go about building that chemistry with a co-star?
There's acting is like faking it, and so you can fake it, but sadly, there's actually no substitute to it actually just working. I mean, no one knows what makes chemistry between people, but when it works like this, it's just luck, and it's great because you don't have to work as hard.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, to look back, our Backstage audience today is very much kind of the working actors and creators of the world. And you had quite a unique road into the industry from that '70s show, dropping out of USC at age 20 and kind of working consistently over the last 22 years. It's really incredible. What has been kind of your guiding MO when you're going about choosing what roles to do, what to put your muscle behind? Looking back on your career, how have you kind of navigated that?
I'm sure any actor would agree with me. There's kind of no way to have a design on what you want to do. Anytime you think that you can play a hand in figuring out your career, then something happens, and either something magical happens, or or you're not getting the opportunities you want. I think for me, I just played David Duke in BlacKkKlansman, and then I did Black Mirror, where I played kind of an evil tech wizard, and I was just getting a lot of. I mean, I was very happy to do those two projects. To work with Spike Lee, to work with Charlie Brooker was fantastic, but I was getting a lot of like white supremacist roles and like
okay.
neo-Nazis, and I thought, when I left '70s Show, I wanted to do stuff that was really different from that character. Not because I didn't like that character, but just because I just wanted to try everything. That was my first acting gig.
Yeah.
So I'm so happy that I've been able to do big budget movies and very tiny budget movies and play good guys and bad guys. I mean, I love it all. But it was getting like my 8th neo-Nazi role, and I went, maybe it's like I could go a little bit closer to what I did on '70s Show now.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, through it all, how would you describe, because you aren't traditionally trained, you were just kind of picked up after doing.
Can you believe it?
Well, my understanding at least is that you were acting as a teen just in kind of teen theater productions, and then that '70s Show was kind of learning on the job. So how would you describe your process per se? I mean, whether you're playing David Duke or someone like Tom on Home Economics, how do you work your way into a script and find their way into your skin?
Well, look, I shouldn't tell anyone about how to act, because I kind of, like you said, I lucked into it. I just did one or two kind of rinky-dink high school plays, and one of the parents of the girl who did the sets for the show were big producers in Hollywood, and I guess they wanted someone in the show who wasn't like the kids who've been working out here. They wanted like a real nerd, basically.
Yeah.
And, they got one. But I think at the beginning, I was just trying to make it as real as possible. I didn't really have a process, and I wouldn't say I have a full one now, but I did a movie with Paul Weitz. And then he kind of forced me to come do a play in New York a couple of years ago. And, you know, Paul's a great writer, director, just amazingly creative guy. And when I did the play, I have a whole education as to what acting really is. And I would say my career has been kind of pre when I did that play and post when I did it, because I just,
Interesting.
There's no substitute for, there's an element of live audience acting when you're doing a sitcom. You kind of, you know, there's an audience there and you see what they'll laugh at. But the play, I had like 3 or 4 weeks of rehearsal, and the script was so tight and well written, and I just never gotten that deep into a character before. And then you perform it 100, 200 times. So when it came to like Black Klansman and a film I did called Truth with Cate Blanchett, and film War Machine, I have a total different approach now, and I'm just basically way more rehearsed by the time I show up.
Yeah, fair enough, fair enough. Well, I feel like any acting career is about that kind of self-navigation along the way. You're getting better with each project, learning what makes you tick. Yeah, absolutely. Well, as a final question then, looking back to those early days and up through now with home economics, what's one piece of advice you would have given your 20-year-old self? Something that you've learned along the way that...
Oh man, it wouldn't be anything about acting. It'd be like just, oh my gosh. I hope my wife still isn't on this, because she'd have some things to add too.
Yeah.
No, I would say I wish I'd done theater earlier. There were always older actors who were saying to me, like, you know, it's all about the theater. And I'd say, I think that's something like you're supposed to say, isn't it? Like, it's something to do with Shakespeare. I didn't understand. And then when I did it, I realized, oh, I thought I was lucky in getting the show, and I was very lucky, but I kind of skipped a step. And now I used to think when I started a film, that was the first day of the film. And it is. It's your first day, but it doesn't have to be. And now I work really hard. I mean, like, preparing for David Duke was just 2 months of work and research. And so the time I showed up, you go, oh, this is my, 60th day on the film,
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm excited to see what you do next. The resume so far is so eclectic and awesome. And Home Economics is a great new series. Everyone tuning in, it's tonight on ABC. But Topher, thanks for sitting with us today. And
oh no, thanks for having me. I hope I did this right. I mean,
yeah, no, you bared through any tech difficulties, and we figured it out. So I do appreciate it. So stay well, and we'll be in touch.
All right, cool. Thanks, everybody.
Bye-bye.